There's the whole thing in primer. I probably spent 3 or 4 hours this morning and this afternoon going over it with 80 grit, cleaning up stuff. Well, here we are again. I'm still working on the rough edges of this first coat of primer. I picked up a lot of little stuff with that USC icing, and now I'm working on this hinge area right here. I've got it cleaned up pretty good around it. It's pretty flush across the trunk, but I just need to fill this all up around in here so it looks pretty good. And when it's done, I'll move on to that other one there. So stick around, we'll see the results soon. Well, I used that 3M stuff there. I've got this hinge cleaned up pretty good. Looks like this whole section up in here needs some filling. Probably right in here. I didn't spend as much time on this hinges as I could have. I was more interested in getting the body done. But I've got this cleaned up pretty good now, so I can mix up some of that USC putty, and we'll fill this up and move on to something else. Continuing on here with the trunk, I started cleaning up this edge and had to open it, and I found I hadn't really done the sides of the hood, the trunk. So I kind of gave that a quick coat. The rest of the surface here looks good. I put some of that glazing putty on it. You can see the difference in the color of the body filler and the glazing putty. But this is pretty good. I'll rough sand this right now, and we'll see what it looks like in a minute. Now there's Mr. Trunk, mostly done. I got all of this back piece done. I got a little bit right in the corners. I got this gap here good. It's sanded good. This fender's pretty much sanded. All this back piece is sanded and straight. I got to work on this thing here by the window a little bit. And got a little more sanding here on the back of this fender. So this will be the last little project here before primer. Might work on that roof just a little. This thing don't look like it's focused. Maybe it is. Got a lot of dust in here. I just blew it out. Anyway, I'll press on this little piece here and clean up my corners. I should be ready for primer again. And here we go. There's the whole thing in primer. I probably spent 3 or 4 hours this morning and this afternoon going over it with 80 grit, cleaning up stuff. This hood looks really nice. All looks good. Went to spray it and had cut my thinner with acetone. It was a little too thin, so I got a few places where I have pressure marks from the gun. but I don't really see any pinholes. I got a couple little things right in here. This turned out real nice. A couple little tiny things in here. This door looked good. I got a little couple places. Real good and straight, long ways. Look like I still need to fill that low spot up a little bit more. Spent a lot of time on the edges of this trunk. Quite a bit of time on the back. The back looks really good. I got a little bit of stuff there in the ridges. This fender turned out really nice. See no dents or nothing in it. Trunk turned out real straight. This back part turned out real straight. This real fender's real straight. All this section in here is good. I was kind of running out of paint up in here, so that's why it looks streaky. I got these little highs. I don't know whether I'll try to take them out or leave them. Got a little filling to do right there. This roof part looks real good. This got just a couple little spots in here. This A-pillar looks real good. Couple little spots. Got some kind of big sand marks right there. We'll get those out. Hood looks real good. I didn't quite get enough primer in there. I got a few little tiny things in it, but this is second coat primer. So now I just use a spot putty on everything else. I don't think I really gotta use any more Bondo. So it looks real good. Let me get out of these fumes.